going on, YouTube? Now I bet you guys are wondering what exactly that video was about. You guys should know by now. The quote Sony said, I don't have it on me at this moment, something about like Nintendo and Microsoft becoming irrelevant in 2011 because their shit doesn't have a hard drive in it, and pretty much bashing their motion gaming. Where do I begin? This came from the CEO of Sony. I was like, what the? I don't even know where to start with you, Sony. I mean, this is the company. This is a company that has been in last place this generation. This is the company that just started to break even and make a profit on its console. This is the company that just finally got some good advertisement, decent to good advertisement. You finally got a good spokesman for you. You're just barely getting on your feet, and you're going to bash your competition, which has been leaps and bounds ahead of you like this whole generation? For real? Are we being serious? Like, for real? You're attacking a Game Boy Advance? For real? The Game Boy Advance? Have you not heard of a DS? Have you not heard of this new 3DS? I'm guessing no, because you're fucking Sony. But okay, let's bash the Game Boy Advance. Why? I don't get it. You know, for its time, it had some good shit on it. Well, and that's also back when Nintendo had no competition as far as handheld gaming went. But oh, yeah, that was another part of the quote. Bashing Game Boy Advance, saying, like, no self-respecting 20-something-year-old's gonna play this shit. It's for little kids. He's too old for that. Really? I love the Game Boy Advance. You know what? I'll bust out a DS. I'll bust out a Game Boy Advance. I'll bust out an old fucking Game Boy. If I am having fun with it, I really don't give a shit what anyone else thinks. That's real shit. I don't care. If I'm sitting there having fun with the Game Boy Advance and someone looks at me weird, who cares, right? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Especially since Sony's handheld, I mean, it had good games here and there, but compared to a DS, compared to a Game Boy Advance, you guys really didn't have shit. I'd rather play some Game Boy Advance games than PSP games. There's a few exceptions, of course. But overall, you guys weren't even close. Not even close. And let's get back to, like, the real shit. This Microsoft and Nintendo thing. Okay. You're going to bash these other companies that have been ahead of you. You're going to bash these other companies that made you. Like, you can't find anything original on a PS3. I mean, there's Blu-ray, and you have your hard drive built in. Other than that, you can't really boast about anything. Don't even try. For real. Like, don't even try. Okay. First thing we're going to talk about, like I said, these other companies made you. Nintendo, for those of you that don't know, had a deal with Sony back in the day when it was Nintendo and Sega going at it. Sega came out with their CD drive, and Nintendo was like, okay. They were going to come out with a CD drive, and they were partnering with Sony, and basically they couldn't come to an agreement on something probably money related. So Sony split and made the PlayStation. That's right. If it was not for Nintendo, you guys wouldn't even have your fucking PlayStations. You guys are practically a branch of Nintendo. That's pretty much what you guys are. So, here we have the PlayStation. That's how the PlayStation was made. And when the controller came out, it was nothing more than a fancy Super Nintendo controller. You had your D-pad. Yeah, well, you had your arrow pad shit. You had your diamond button layout. And you had shoulder buttons, or except you threw on two more, because you thought that was badass, whatever. So basically it was an advanced Super Nintendo controller. So Nintendo comes out with the 64, there's analog, and then You throw on 2 analog sticks onto your controller. Whew. Really? So Nintendo was like, well, shit. Let's come up with something else. So Nintendo comes out with this Rumble Pack for their 64, and Rumble feedback was new at the time for gaming, as far as consoles go. So you were like, fuck it. You created this DualShock controller that had rumble and dual analogs. So right off the bat, everything you did was taken from Nintendo. The only thing you had going for you back then, the reason why you won that generation, the reason why you beat Nintendo, standard media format. You had CDs. CDs were cheaper to develop for, they had more memory space, and that's how you got your third-party support. Kind of, that was your foundation for your third-party support. Because people were tired with cartridges for consoles, it was a hassle. So you got that generation handed to you, pretty much. We go up to this PlayStation 2, same controller. You guys didn't change it. It was, you guys are still playing with your Super Nintendo controller, okay? So here we have the Super Nintendo controller, we have the PlayStation 2. This console is also weaker to Nintendo's console, just like the PlayStation was weaker to the 64. You had this PlayStation 2 weaker to the GameCube. Yet you still only had 2 controller ports, so it was a 2-player console. It was, again, you won that generation because standard media format, DVDs. Nintendo went through the little mini disc things, and so you had your first 2 generations handed to you, even though all you did was take shit from Nintendo. And now this your third PlayStation 3, you're not even changing the name of this shit. Anyways, you have this PlayStation 3 now. And on top of taking stuff from Nintendo, now you're taking shit from Microsoft. Ooh, let's have an ultra powerful console. Taken from Microsoft. Let's have some good online play. Good online play. Ooh. Taken from Microsoft. Let's take these achievements, but switch it around, make it seem like we're doing something original. Ooh, trophies. Let's take this Wii remote and throw some PlayStation buttons on there. PlayStation Move. Really? You guys. Oh, hold on. You did change your controller from PS2 to PS3. Yeah, you had the L2 and R2 became triggers, kind of like a 360. You guys are bashing these companies that made you. That made you. I can't believe this. You're in last place. You finally get on your feet. Your PS3's at a reasonable price. Got Kevin Butler representing Sony. You're breaking even on your consoles now, and you're bashing these other companies? I mean, you would be nothing without Nintendo, and yeah, you might still be something without Microsoft, but you guys definitely wouldn't be where you're at without these 2 companies. There's no arguing this whatsoever. You're having the hardest time trying to distinguish yourself from Microsoft right now. I mean, that's your main competition. Let's face it, the Wii is like completely different from these other 2 consoles. It's not even in the same league. Like, I'm not saying like a bad thing. They're just like, I don't even know. It's just hard to compare. But you're going head to head with this 360. You've been getting trounced the whole time, and because you keep taking shit. Your avatars. I forgot about that. The avatars from the Mii's. That goes for 360 too. But anyways, all this shit you're taking from these other companies, you don't even have a face anymore. So now what you're doing is you're cranking out first-party support, trying to distinguish yourself from Microsoft, and you barely did it. You barely got yourself somewhat distinguished from Microsoft, and let's go bash them. Let's go bash them, because in 2011 they're irrelevant because a hard drive's not built in, because they have motion gaming, just like you. You have motion gaming as well. Stolen from Nintendo, like straight up copy paste. Microsoft tried to switch it up with the Kinect. I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't even believe that this is the company that knows. I don't even. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This is ridiculous. This is really showing the ignorance and arrogance of Sony as a company. This is the same company that hired graffiti artists to advertise their handheld. This is the same company that put up racist billboards in frickin' Europe. This company is just founded on arrogance and ignorance. It's wow. Just wow. I could rant on forever about this, but I'm gonna cut this shit off because it's ridiculous. I mean, seriously, look up all this shit. Look it all up. It's true. Guys got zero originality. It's ridiculous. You got lucky these first two generations. You had the standard media format. This third generation, you don't have it. This is where we're starting to see Sony's true colors. Because up until now, they let the third parties do everything for them, and it worked out great. Now that you have to kind of stand on your own feet, kind of, go off on your own now, you guys are just falling flat on your face pretty hard, too. Sony's retarded, and they're really showing their true colors. And if you can't see this, I don't know what to say to you. I honestly don't. Pyrotalkin, out.